It's Skill Bite here, and it's a balmy 91 degrees, hot, humid. So I'm having a fudgesicle. Actually, I am enjoying the fudgesicle, but I need the stick because I'm going to be doing some maintenance on my Echo string trimmer, and this will be used to help put that pesky grommet into the fuel tank. First thing you want to do is take the little cover off here. And there's the air filter, which I've never replaced. So yeah, that's pretty bad. By the way, that's your choke. That's how simple it is, but it works. And we do need to take this off because it blocks that screw. You can take a picture so you know how everything goes back together. You might remember it, or I guess you can just watch the video again. And I would pull this up like I'm doing so that all this is still in place. Get any dirt off of this. Mine had a little dirt on it. There is no gasket here. It's kind of interesting because there's not one here. I'm not going to take this off. No need for my purposes. I am going to take these screws off. And yes, it is really hot and humid, and that is sweat dripping off. If you see it, if it looks like it's raining, it's not raining, that's actually sweat. So some gas is going to come out. Okay, now this gives you access to the bulb. And you got your lines here. If you use a flathead screwdriver or fingernails and slide it from the end, if you pull, you're just making it tighter and harder to get off. And like this just pops out like so. So we have this. We're going to set it aside. Now, hopefully you can see this. This just kind of pops out like so. Pull it out. It's pretty nasty. Put the new one in. Line it up so that this yellow one is on top. It's going to be harder to put this in because it's not worn. So I have tried getting this on with the gas tank on, and it's just not happening. So I am using a 25 torque bit and removing the two screws that hold the tank on. You got more room this way with it lubed. So I'm using WD-40. Get that back corner. Trying to work around. With the fudgesicle stick. If you prefer popsicles, I'm sure that'll work. Even with the stick, it is not easy. If you could push straight down, that helps. But the hoses are in the way. I tried, there we go. So I actually pulled the hoses out and was able to get the grommet in. But then you got to get the hoses in, and that proved harder than what I just did. Now I can reattach my gas tank. See that? Woo! Thing had a nasty stinger on the back. So when you reattaching the gas tank, make sure you get these started straight. Don't have them cross-threaded. I think the newer models have an easier way of doing that. So this gasket, I'm quite sure, goes on the back side of this, but I'm not taking this off. This is the gasket for the back side of the carburetor. This moves, so we'll move that kind of in place. Now this gets a little tricky. Slide those in. Started. And torque to spec. And these two, so the fuel line goes onto the barbed one here. Just kind of push that up and on. A little WD-40 helps. Any excess, see how I got excess? I mean, it's okay. You could technically leave it like that, but use your fudge stickle stick, push that in. Next, we have the primer return. And I did mess up one little thing. Who caught it? Yep. To get access to that screw, I'm gonna have to take this back off. Get that started. Just gonna snug those. And I don't have to take it all the way off. Okay, and tighten with a good screwdriver so you don't strip it. Whew! This heat and humidity has tired me out big time. And that quality Canadian smoke. I didn't touch the settings here. Hopefully they haven't changed. Put the vent line back in. Put the gas cap back on. And spark plug. So I'm using a 19 mil socket. It's really odd, but that's the size. Might even be the right spark plug for this. We'll give it a try. It looks like it has the same heat range, that type of thing, so that's a good sign. So spark plug gap on the 210 is 65 mil or 0.026. That will work. So to get it threaded, I turned it so it was going up straight up and down. And that allowed it to thread. I even tried the old one and it didn't want to go back in either. Follow the instructions for torque. Good and tight, not over tight. You remember how this went in? If you don't, look at the old one, the dirty side, that was towards the top. So that fits. Cover back on. Hand tighten with the wing nut. We are done. That, I'm gonna warn you, is a challenge. I will have a link to the parts that I used in the description. Now, I guess we'll see if it wants to actually start. It's on. Oh yeah, we actually get suction now. So watch for the bowl to fill. Here we go.